Student, today we are going to see chapter 2 current electricity, which is a very important chapter. All the formulas we are going to discuss. Okay, if you like my channel, please subscribe. So we are going to see one by one formulas. We are not going to learn derivation and concept. Only a formula in this video I am going to give. The first formula, current. Current is equal to charge by time, rate of flow of charge. So if the conductor, how many electron is flowing from one end to another end with respect to the time, we can take it as a current. Okay, Q is n number of electron. So I is a current, Q is a charge, T is a time. Q is equal to NE. N is a number of electron, E is a charge of electron. So the current unit we can take it as ampere. So 1 ampere is equal to 1 coulombs by 1 second. The next thing, voltage. Voltage is equal to work done by charge. Voltage is equal to work done by charge. Potential and potential difference. Potential is a charge is bringing from infinity to one point. Potential difference, the charge is bringing from one point to another point. Both will be the same formula. V is equal to work done per unit charge. Okay. So voltage is volt only, work done is a joules, charge is a coulombs. 1 volt is equal to 1 joule per coulombs. The second one, V is equal to work done by charge. The next thing, relation between V and I. V is equal to V is directly proportional to I. It is called Ohm's law. At constant temperature, V is directly proportional to I. When we are equalating, we will get V is equal to constant time, that is going to be resistance times of current. Okay, so V is equal to IR. The same equation, R is equal to V divided by I, just modifying the equation. So R is a resistance, 1 ohms is equal to 1 volt, this is volt, this is ampere. So resistance is the abstraction offered by the wire, V is the voltage, I is the current. So 1 ohms is equal to 1 volt per ampere. The next thing, we are going to learn what is a resistance factor affecting. The resistance factor is directly proportional to the length and inversely proportional to the area. The factor affecting resistance is directly proportional to the length, inversely proportional to the area. R is equal to rho times of L divided by A. This is called resistivity. R is resistance, L is the length of the conductor, A is the area of the conductor. A is the area of the area of cross section, L is the length of the conductor. So if you want resistivity, it's a resistance times of area divided by length. Here resistance unit already you know ohms, area unit you know meter square, length unit is a meter. It's getting cancelled. The resistivity SI unit is going to be a ohm meter. Okay, now we are discussing about all the formulas from current electricity. If you like my channel, please subscribe. Okay, the next thing, conductivity. So we learned what is a resistance, what is a resistivity. So resistance is equal to V divided by I. Resistivity is equal to R times of A divided by L. Now again, what is a conductance? Conductance and it is a conductivity. Conductance I am taken inversely proportional to the resistance. Conductance inversely proportional to the resistance. The unit of conductance we can take it as a ohm inverse, because the resistance is ohm. So 1 by ohm we will get as a ohm inverse. So next thing, conductivity. This is a symbol of conductivity is inversely proportional to the resistivity. Already we know the resistivity formula, RA by L, resistivity. The conductivity is inversely proportional to the resistance. Resistivity, it is a RA divided by L. It's going to be it is L divided by RA. L unit is a meter, R unit is a ohms, area unit is a meter square. So this we are going to get as a ohm inverse, meter inverse. It is called conductance formula. Okay, so resistance is R and conductance is 1 by R, and resistivity is equal to R times of A divided by L, and the conductivity is the 1 divided by resistivity. Okay, the next thing, next one, current density. Current density, the symbol we can take it as a J. It is current per unit area. Current density is a current per unit area. Current flowing per unit area, we can take it as a current density. Current is ampere, area is a length into breadth, meter square. So ampere meter minus 2, it is a unit of current density. J is a symbol of current density. The next formula, relation between current and drift velocity. Relation between current and drift velocity, I is equal to N E A V D. I is the current, N is the number of electron flowing per unit volume, E is its electron, A is the area of charge of electron, A is the area of cross section, VD is the drift velocity. This is a relation between current and drift velocity. Okay, the next thing, it is a J is equal to sigma times of E. So J is the current density, sigma is the conductivity, E is called electric field. Electric field is equal to, we can take it as a force per unit charge. Otherwise, it is a volt per unit length. Any of the formula you can take it electric field. Electric field is equal to force per unit charge or volt per unit length. Okay. So it is a vector form of Ohm's law. Also, it is called J vector, E vector. This is called conductance. Okay. It is current density is equal to conductivity times of electric field. The same equation you can modify like this way also. Okay, so just you can bring this one here. So E vector is equal to 1 divided by conductivity J vector. 1 divided by conductivity is going to be the resistivity. Okay, so E vector is equal to resistance times of J vector. Okay, it is a vector form of Ohm's law. The next thing, it is mobility. Mobility drift velocity is directly proportional to the electric field. So this equality constant Vd is equal to mu times of E. So mu is called mobility. So mu is equal to Vd divided by E. Okay, Vd is unit will be meter per second, drift velocity, velocity is displacement by time. Electric field as already said volt per unit length, so it is a volt per meter. Okay, this equation when you are doing simplification you will get the final formula. Just meter we can take it as a numerator because it's a denominator directly will go into the numerator. It's a meter square divided by volt into second. So we'll get meter square volt inverse second inverse, the final unit of the mobility. Okay, next one, factor affecting the temperature, how the resistance is getting affected with temperature. It's RT is the temperature at particular temperature, resistance at particular temperature. It is a resistance at 0 degree Celsius. It is 1 plus alpha T. Alpha is the temperature coefficient, del T is the change in temperature. The same formula you can write, RT is equal to R naught 1 plus alpha T2 minus T1. It is a formula how the temperature is going to affect the resistance. Okay, alpha is called temperature coefficient, T1 it's a higher temperature, sorry, T2 is higher temperature, T1 is a lower temperature, R0 is a resistance at 0 degree Celsius, RT is a resistance at 500 or 250. What is a temperature you required, we can calculate. Okay, so this what we can take it as a resistance, how it's going to affect with the temperature. Okay, so alpha is the temperature coefficient which is going to be R2 minus R1, otherwise RT minus R0 also we can take it. It's a R1, it is T2 minus T1. The same equation when you want temperature coefficient you can write like this, otherwise you can write RT minus R0 divided by R0 times of T2 minus T1. Okay, it's a very easy equation. So this unit will be ohms, but this unit is a per degree Celsius. The reason it is a temperature resistance changing per unit temperature. Okay, it is a temperature coefficient alpha, we can take it as a temperature coefficient. Okay, next thing, resistance in series, resistance in parallel, and EMF in series, EMF in parallel. These are the equations we are going to learn. First we will see resistance in series. There are three resistance I am taken example in a series. So R total is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. The same three resistance in parallel. So like this, okay, when three resistance is parallel, 1 divided by Rp is equal to 1 divided by R1 plus 1 divided by R2 plus 1 divided by R3. Okay, energy formula. So in electricity, what is the energy? Energy is equal to VIT. You can remember this formula using of Vellore Institute of Technology like that also. Otherwise, I square RT. Otherwise, V square divided by R into T. The same thing, power formula. It is VI I square R is equal to V square divided by R. So energy unit we can take it as a joules. Power unit we can take it as a watt. Okay. The next formula. How internal resistance is going to affect with the internal resistance total EMF when we are taken as a electromotive force. Okay, chemical energy is converting into the electrical energy. Okay, we are taken one example is a lemon. Okay, when we are using as a lemon to convert from chemical energy to electrical energy, when we are converting the chemical energy to electrical energy, so chemical energy to electrical energy, so you need to consider as the internal resistance. Internal resistance is a small r, external resistance is the capital R. The total voltage of this battery we can take it as a EMF. EMF is equal to terminal voltage plus drop voltage. Terminal voltage is called external voltage, drop voltage is called internal voltage. EMF is equal to I capital R plus I small r. Okay, so it is a terminal voltage V minus it's a plus drop voltage is equal to EMF. Same equation we can write like this also. It is a C V is equal to E minus this I am taken here, this side it's a I times of R. It is called terminal voltage, it is called electromotive force, and this is called it is a current, this is called internal resistance. Okay, so this what we can write the equation. When the chemical energy is converted into the electrical energy, we have to consider as a internal resistance in the account. That resistance, internal resistance created voltage, we can take it as drop voltage. External resistance created voltage, we can take it as a terminal voltage. Terminal voltage plus drop voltage, we can take it as a electromotive force. This together, electromotive force, current in this circuit is a constant. Okay, so I got the equation like this. The next thing, it is a comparison of EMF using the potentiometer. What is the formula they are using? Comparison of EMF or finding the internal resistance of the cell. So comparison of the EMF using potentiometer, it is a E1 times of KL1, because K is equal to E divided by L, which is going to be called as it is a potential gradient. Okay, so EMF, it is called EMF, it is called length, it is called potential gradient. The unit, this is going to be volt per unit length. Okay, per volt per meter also we can take it. So when balancing one side, E is equal to K times of L1, when balancing another side, E2 is equal to K times of L2. Okay, this ratio is going to be E1 divided by E2 is equal to L1 divided by L2. This formula we are using for potentiometer. Okay, comparison of two cells. Okay, the same potential meter when we are using to find the internal resistance, R is equal to, it is a L1 by L2 minus 1 times of capital R. It is a balancing one side, it is a balancing another side, it is a external resistance, it is a internal resistance of the cell connected cell. Okay, so this is for potential meter comparison of two EMF. Okay, and this is a potentiometer to find the internal resistance formula. Okay, the next thing, EMF connected in series. Okay, EMF is connected in series, so 2 EMF or 3 EMF connected in series. Okay, with the internal resistance like this, 3 EMF or 4 EMF is connected in series. Okay, I am taken n number of EMFs connected in series. Okay, the total current is equal to n times of EMF. Okay, EMF E, we can take it as a EMF divided by capital R is the external resistance, which is going to be connected in the external resistance capital R. Okay, small r is the internal resistance. Okay, this is the formula for the resistance connected in series with n times. Okay, EMF is connected in series. The next one, EMF connected in parallel. Okay, so I am taken M is the parallel times. Okay, so the same M times of cell I am taken. EMF 1, it is the R1 internal resistance. EMF 2, I am taken R2 resistance. Okay, so like this I am connecting in the parallel with the number of M. So EMF M and it is internal resistance M. The total circuit I connected with the capital R resistance, external resistance. This equation we are going to get I is equal to ME divided by MR plus small r. Okay, this what we'll get as a equation for EMF is connected in parallel. Before we saw it is a n times we are taken in a series, n times we are taken in a parallel. Okay, when it is a mixed series parallel together, the total current is equal to, it is in a parallel, how many parallel times, how many series times, it's each EMF, how much voltage is there, it is m times of external resistance plus n times of internal resistance. When the connection is at the mixed, you can use this formula to find the current. Okay, the next thing, Kirchhoff's law. Kirchhoff's law, there are two laws. First law, it's based on algebraic sum of the current is 0. Kirchhoff's second law, it's based on algebraic sum of voltage is equal to 0. Okay, it is a, which one is a very long, I given in the problem also, you can refer with my another video to find what is how the Kirchhoff's law problem we can do. Okay, the statement also, that elaboration I am given in that particular video. Okay, so Kirchhoff's first law, algebraic sum of current is 0. Kirchhoff's second law, algebraic sum of voltage is 0. That's what we are going to learn in Kirchhoff's law. Okay, the next thing, it is a Wheatstone bridge. When the Wheatstone bridge is connected, 4 resistance, the balancing circuit has to be make. Okay, it's a P, Q, R, S. So everything is a resistance only. P by Q is equal to R by S. When this was happening, the center galvanometer is going to show us the 0. When this was happening, the current in a galvanometer is going to be 0. It is useless only. Okay, because the current is not going to flow inside the center circuit. Okay, P by Q is equal to R by S. It's called balancing circuit. It is the equation for Wheatstone bridge. Okay, the next thing, meter bridge, it is the same technique we are using to find the length. It is L1 length and it is the L2 length. Both the from here to B I am taken as a 100 centimeter. That means L2 is the L1 times of 100 minus L1. Same thing, the same equation, P by Q is equal to R by S, but this place I am taken as a R by S, P by Q I am taken as a L1 by L2, L1 by L2 is a 100 minus L1, the same L1 by L2. Instead of taking the resistance, I am taken the length. How it is possible? So resistance I am going to take it resistivity times of area divided by length, and again resistivity times of area divided by length. Okay, so see here, only length is going to get vary, L1 and L2 is going to get change. Other than that, resistivity constant, area constant of this wire. Okay, only length is going to change. Length only we are given like this. Okay, so P by Q is equal to R by S. The resistance equivalent to length, you can take it in a meter bridge concept. Okay, so same balancing length concept we are using in a meter bridge, but instead of resistance we are taken as the length here. Okay, so these are the major formulas is there in your current electricity. If you like my channel, please subscribe. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you everyone.